What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Educated Barfly. Today we've got an awesome cocktail that I have known for my entire career, and it is a very good one for the holidays and for the winter season, but it also has a very interesting history behind it. It is called the Seelbach cocktail, and it was created by a guy named Adam Seger in 1995 at the Seelbach Hilton Hotel in downtown Louisville, Kentucky. And basically, the story is that, well, it's like this. I think it was Mark Twain that said, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. And I have certainly been guilty of kind of spinning a yarn behind the bar. I think it is actually a bartender's skill and sort of their right to kind of spin a good story, because that's what people are there for when they're sitting in front of you at the bar. You are supposed to be somewhat like the MC of their night and a little bit of their entertainment, and you want to entertain them, so they sit and drink for longer and longer. This is definitely a credo that Dale DeGroff has been quoted as saying that he kind of brings to the bar when he is behind the stick as well. And it is definitely a very apt thing to say about the creation of this cocktail. So Adam Seger created this cocktail in 1995, but because he was an unknown bartender that had no name behind himself, and to give his cocktail a little bit more gravitas, he invented this story that he had unearthed a pre-prohibition cocktail from the Seelbach Hotel, and this was it, and so like his creation was it, and because he was like his first time running the bar program or the drinks program at a bar, he wanted to make sure that his cocktails were taken seriously, and that would have died there if the local news hadn't picked up the story and reported on it. And then after that, Gary Regan and his writing partner Martin Hayden Regan also picked up on the story and printed it in their 1997 book, Modern Classic Cocktails, or New Classic Cocktails, I think it is. And then that was and then not only that, then Ted Hay, the guy who wrote Vintage Spirits and Forgotten Cocktails, also picked up on it and reported that same story, and that was the accepted truth, that the Seelbach cocktail was this pre-Prohibition era cocktail from the Seelbach Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky, until guilt drove Adam to confess everything to Gary Regan, and then Robert Simonson reported on it in a New York Times article, I believe, and so now we know that it was just a false thing. Anyway, I hope that was as interesting a story as I thought it was. I'm looking around and realizing that I do not have my Angostura Bitters bottle. I thought I brought it though, did I not? There it is. Shit. Sorry guys, thought I brought it. Anyway, we're gonna make this cocktail. It's really simple. You just build it in a glass. It's gonna take me 30 seconds to do it now. So all you gotta do is just do a few dashes of Angostura Bitters in the bottom of the glass, and then do a couple of dashes of Peychaud's Bitters as well. Drop your jigger on the floor, pick it up, dust it off. Why you're looking at, what are you looking at me about?
No, we're going to get comments about that for sure.
What, now you're going to bully me into, it's my own cocktail in my own house.
3-second rule, 5-second rule, was it? Like 5-second rule?
It wasn't even on the ground for 3 seconds, well, maybe 3 seconds. Okay, if you guys want to break my balls about it, it's fine, but I just want to let you guys know. When you're at the bar, grab another jigger, put this in the sink. If you're at your house, do what you want. We're gonna do ½ ounce of Cointreau. You can use triple sec as well. Just gonna drop it on in there. And then we're gonna do 1 ounce of bourbon. Do the bourbon of your choice. I'm using 100 proof bonded. I just wanna kill my bottle of Evan Williams, and I think that this is going to do it. Yep, oh, dude, exactly 1 ounce. Perfecto, we're just gonna do that. 1 ounce. Bourbon, and we're gonna have to get a new bourbon, Marius. And then we're gonna take this off here, open up our Prosecco. You can use champagne as well. Champagne is gonna give you a drier kind of feel. Prosecco is gonna be a little bit more sweet, but also sweet in a dry way. And we're just gonna add our Prosecco.
How much?
We're just gonna top it up. I don't know, probably about 4 ounces. And then, a lot of people do this with no garnish just like this, which is really nice, or you can do a take a channel knife, cut a little orangey snake. All right, so you got like a little thing, and then you can just kind of snake it into your cocktail, like so. You know, let's make this a little prettier, shall we? Let's just go like this. Make it like a coil. Just like put the coil into your drink. Like so. All right, let's taste it. Yes, nice and bitter. But then you've got here's the thing. I used rather strong bourbon. You can taste that proof in the bourbon, and you can taste those bitters because, you do a few dashes of the Ango and a few dashes of the Peychauds, and it's quite a lot of bitters. I like a lot of bitters. You could probably dial that down the bitters if you want. For me, this is perfect. And you get that nice dry finish from the Cointreau. I will say, if you go a little drier on champagne and make it a little drier, I think it might be a little bit better balance than what I've got going on here. But this works very nicely as well. So there you have it, my friends, the Seelbach cocktail. If you like our channel, please hit like and subscribe and check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/theeducatedbarfly. I will see you guys on another time. Oh, don't forget to check out Staggerly Goods. That makes me look so sharp in these wonderful aprons. Staggerlygoods.com and then Barfly SLG20 at checkout. Will get you 20% off on everything in your cart. I will see you guys on another time. For real now.